Feeling a little insecure, unworthy, hungry for a fight, purposely engaging in some self-destructive behavior. It's one thing to have a purpose or vision for our life, but quite another to follow through with our intention. My name is Bethany, and in today's video, we're going to talk about the 10 signs of self-sabotage and how to get out of your own way. Let's get right to it. Sign number 1, you're self-critical. When we feel bad about ourselves, it's almost easier to point to something or someone else that's making us feel this way, when in reality, sometimes we're our own worst enemy. Maybe you have an inner gremlin or voice that's telling you you're stupid, unworthy, unattractive, unlovable, or that you're gonna fail. And if you allow yourself to marinate in this negative inner dialogue for too long, you may end up creating a self-fulfilling prophecy, or even worse, live in a perpetual state of victimhood. Self-criticism can also manifest itself in a toxic cycle of perfectionism and overachievement. You downplay your accomplishments, have trouble accepting compliments, or feel like you have to maintain a high level of productivity in order to be worthy of love and respect. If this particular brand of self-criticism really rings true, it's crucial for you to consider the cultural context that we live in and maintain a little perspective. Namely, we are glued to our phones and addicted to busyness. Remind yourself that the sun shines down on you regardless of what you've accomplished. And despite what society has drilled into your brain or conditioned you to believe, your worthiness as a human is not proportionate to or contingent on your ability to produce. Sign number 2, you're always negative. Everyone experiences tough times at some point, and having compassion for ourselves and for others can feel like a healing balm on our wounds. But there's also truth in the adage, misery loves company. Negativity attracts like-minded individuals. So, you want less negativity and drama in your life? Start by paying attention to your own attitude. Do you have a habit of complaining and blaming others for your problems? Are you always assuming the worst of people? How have you possibly contributed to the problem, and what steps are you taking to resolve it? We could all use a little extra support from time to time. And it's important that we acknowledge our feelings because ignoring them isn't healthy either. Sometimes the very mental blocks or obstacles that we're struggling with are serving to protect us in some way. Ask yourself, how is my current attitude serving me? You may gain some insight that once eluded you and can help you to change your outlook to a more positive one. Sign number 3, you don't set boundaries. Setting boundaries simply means that you've created guidelines for acceptable behavior, and these guidelines will look different to different people. The key takeaway is your willingness to establish and communicate your boundaries that is directly indicative of how much self-respect you have. If someone or something is making you feel really uncomfortable, exhausted, or disrespected, you need to be willing to express your needs, or even cut ties for your own survival. This can be especially difficult if the other person is a parent or a sibling, and you feel obligated to put up with their behavior in the name of family. If that's the case, you may want to come up with a clear definition of what family means to you, and determine whether their behavior is aligning with that definition. The bottom line is you might not have all the answers you're looking for yet, or know exactly what you want out of life, but at least knowing what you don't want and eliminating toxic forces from your life is a good first step to getting there. Sign number 4, you're stuck in your comfort zone. You wish you had more friends, but you avoid social functions. You crave the love and acceptance of an intimate relationship, but you equate vulnerability with weakness. Instead of finally standing up for what you believe in, you preserve unhealthy family relationships because you're afraid of rocking the boat. Anything worthwhile in life requires a measure of risk. I know we love to talk about oh, be yourself. Being yourself is going to cost you relationships, often family relationships, your popularity, or material support. No doubt, this is scary. And we all experience setbacks at some point when we're trying new things. But if you find that you are immobilized by fear and unable to get out of your comfort zone, all you really have to do is step back and ask yourself if the alternative is worth it. Sign number 5, you have imposter syndrome. In the same vein of self-criticism, you doubt your talents and abilities, so when new and amazing opportunities arise, you pass them up. At your core, you believe you're unworthy of love, affection, or recognition for all your hard work. And if you do experience success, you feel like you just got lucky or that you'll be discovered as a fraud. Granted, a little humility is constructive. Without it, you'd just be a raging entitled narcissist with a superiority complex. But it's far more likely that you're a person of high value and integrity who needs to practice owning their success without the distorted belief that you don't deserve it. Sign number 6, you have a problem with procrastination. Ever heard of the expression, you have to start before you're ready? This is because your subconscious will cook up a million different distractions to justify your fear of failure. You don't have enough time, enough resources, or you have other priorities that need your attention. Real talk? It took me 3 days longer to write this list because I fell into a manic cleaning spree that easily could have waited till I was finished writing. Truthfully, your procrastination could be rooted either in a fear of failure or in a fear of success, as in the case with imposter syndrome. It's also possible that you're just not going to have every variable in place at first when you're trying to reach your goals, and obsessively over-planning is actually going to end up hindering your progress. Instead, try to identify your procrastination triggers. Do you tend to stall when things are going smoothly? Are you burnt out? Has all productivity and motivation come to a halt because you're dealing with some kind of personal crisis? Procrastination is usually a symptom of an underlying issue, and at least understanding what that issue is can help you to get back on track. Sign number 7, you're boxing yourself in. Are you desperately trying to define yourself in a way that seems logical or palatable to others? This is another clear and classic sign of self-sabotage. You care too much about what other people think, and you let other people's opinions and beliefs dictate the direction your life should take. You may even be admired or popular because you're living up to other people's expectations instead of your own. I'm not making some extreme statement that it's a crime to be liked, only that you want to be careful not to become a slave to popular opinion since it's liable to change on a whim. The public is finicky, quick to cancel, and form inappropriate conclusions based on their own biases. Instead, practice following and listening to your intuition. Live in alignment with your dreams and values, even if others are confused or disappointed by your choices. Remember, this is your life, not theirs. Sign number 8, you keep comparing yourself to others. Comparisons can take different forms. Maybe comparing yourself to someone with more industry experience, for example, or just comparing your general style to someone else. And while it's perfectly fine, even advisable to take notes from those who came before you or who have more industry experience, your efforts to learn from others become counterproductive when you begin to obsessively compare yourself to them. You're so busy paying attention to someone else that you're wasting time that actually could be spent building the thing that you want to build. Comparing yourself to the experts, for example, is like comparing apples to oranges. They had to start somewhere too, and reminding yourself of this necessary growth period can help you to put your own progress into perspective. And another really important point to keep in mind is that by assuming a persona that isn't authentic, you're not going to attract the right client, audience, or friends into your life. So to combat this negative comparison trap, write down all the qualities you appreciate about yourself. And if you do catch yourself wishing you were like someone else, refer to this list. Not only that, think about the qualities and characteristics that you possess that the other person doesn't, and then use it to your advantage. Sign number 9, you don't quit when you probably should. From the time we're small children, we're told never give up, don't be a quitter. And to be clear, the concept of developing a work ethic or stick-to-itiveness is important. What's not stressed enough is the concept of exploring an individual's strengths to determine where one's energy would best be invested, and the fact that we all evolve at different stages of our life. Unfortunately, as an adult, this keep going at all costs mentality may not be worth the cost to your health and happiness. Maybe the journey you set out on is proving to be miserable or empty, but you're sticking it out because you don't want to look like you failed. If this describes you, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. The world doesn't revolve around you. The few people who are watching believe in you enough to support you and follow you wherever you go. The bottom line, the sooner you quit something that's not working for you, the sooner you reach the thing that does. Sign number 10, you don't own who you are. Similar to imposter syndrome and boxing yourself in, you dismiss or downplay what's most important to you. You're a writer, but cultural assumptions about who or what a writer is prevents you from owning it when someone asks you what you do. Oh, you're an artist? That's cute. But I mean, what do you really do? So what if an artist is independently wealthy or has to supplement their income with conventional grunt work? If you make art, you're an artist. If you write, you're a writer. If you're a very strong and assertive woman, you would be doing yourself a disservice in your personal or professional life to play it small and demure when that's not truly reflective of who you are. You have to remember that any judgment that comes your way says everything about the other person, since individuals who are truly secure with themselves don't feel the need to control or shame others for their choices. Be yourself, let the haters hate, and pave the way for others to do the same. Resolving the issue of self-sabotage isn't always as simple as cleaning your workspace or organizing your day planner. Rather, having an understanding of the various mental and emotional factors at play without judging yourself for these setbacks can help you to recalibrate and move forward with your goal. There you have it, 10 signs of self-sabotage. If you enjoyed this content, found it helpful, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button for future videos, and I'll see you next time.